land of freedom and still the home of the brave.
One and stop. So raise the banner called Old Glory. Let us join. Into the mic, please. Into the mic. Put the mic up there.
History will write the story.
America will always stand. And F, C, and F, C, and F, and G. Walking through. Okay, good. So after you sing your song, Gavin, you need to be right here when it's your moment, okay? Okay, here, let me get this out of the way. Okay, go ahead. Walking through, ready,
the fires of danger. There are those who gave their lives. They're the world's greatest heroes. We won't forget their sacrifice.
One and stop. So raise the banner called Old Glory.
Let us join our fellow men. History will write the story.
America will always stand.
America is not divided. Our enemies, they will be stopped. 'Cause we the people are united and still one nation under
One,
God.
two, and stop. So raise the banner. Mike, good job. Check, check.
A little sweaty from the kiddos.
You sound great. Just remember, during the chorus, put that mic right up there.
Wait, is today the main game?
You sound amazing. You sound good, okay? When it's your turn, you make sure, here, let's just do this now. You stand here.
I like Leah's.
Devon, you stand right here. Cameron right there, okay? That way, because you guys are featured, okay?
Parents, you can come and join us on the field while the students are coming up too.
Wait,
You guys sound
Are we
good.
gonna
Just
sing
remember
today?
under the 1, 2, stop.
no, we're gonna
Okay.
sing here. Where is your mic? Where did he take your mic? Did he take your mic? What?
I feel like I know which one.
Today's the final day. Is today the real day we're
I know what I'm
Welcome to, yeah, good morning. Welcome to today's cycle.
Hello and welcome to today's flag salute.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
Okay, guys, we got to practice this a little bit more. Listen to each other, okay? It's not a race. All right, let's try this again. Say it all together. Ready? Wait. Okay. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Better. Okay, and now we have the 6th graders and some 3rd graders giving us a presentation.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, here we go. And C. F, F, C.
She stands in the face of evil and will not lose hope or faith. America, the land of freedom and still the home of the brave.
So raise the banner, call of glory, let us join our fellow man.
History will write the story. America
will
always stand.
And F and C and F. Move on.
Walking
In.
the fires of danger, there are those who gave their lives. They're the world's greatest heroes. We won't forget their sacrifice.
1, 2. Everybody, so raise the banner, call of glory. Let us join our fellow man.
History will write the story.
America will always stand.
America is not divided. Our enemies, they will be stopped. 'Cause we the people are united and still one nation under God.
So raise the banner, call of glory. Let us join our fellow man. History will write the story. America will always stand. And F and C and F and C F and G 2 and C and up. Good job.
All right, thank you, 6th graders and the 3rd graders. That was really nice. We've never had ukuleles play a flag salute before, so that was wonderful. 6th graders, you guys can head on off. And we will start with kindergarten today, and they are dressed in their pajamas because they won their first marble party already. They earned it, so good job, kindergarten.
Happy Friday, everyone. Well, kindergarten, before we get to our awards today, we just want to let each and every one of you know how proud we are of all your hard work, how you've been listening so well, trying your best, taking on challenges each and every day. And it's pretty evident because we're already celebrating our first gem party in kindergarten. So we're going to have some fun today to celebrate all your amazing work. All right, but we have 3 friends who are getting awards. I'm going to call Aiden up here first. Aiden, come on up here. So, Aiden, let me take my sticky notes off. There's yours. So stay right up here in between Mrs. Sands and I. So, Aiden, your award says King of Grit. That means digging deep, taking on challenges, and not giving up when things are hard. And you did that this week when you got up in front of the entire class and recited our autumn poem. And in all honesty, Aiden was feeling a little bit nervous. And I shared with him, guess what, buddy? When I have to get up in front of an audience, I get nervous too. But if we try our best, we can overcome that. And you know what? He did it, and he did it with such impeccable speech, with such impeccable confidence. And you know what I think blew Mrs. Sands and I both away was that when he got done, he was so excited because he overcame something that was hard. And that, honestly, is what we want from each and every one of our students. So, Aiden, King of Grit, keep up the amazing work. We're so proud of you. Stay up here with us, okay? Mrs. Murphy's feeling really nervous. All right, and I have another award that I'm going to give to Miss Arden. Arden, come on up here. So, Miss Arden, there's your award. It says Little Miss Teacher. Now, I don't know if Arden wants to be a teacher when she grows up. But boy, does she have all the skills already in kindergarten. Miss Arden is organized. Miss Arden is hardworking. Miss Arden is empathetic. Miss Arden is even an incredible timekeeper. She lets Mrs. Sands and I know if we haven't gotten to something. She is helpful with all of her friends. She's just really always there to help out, always wants to try her best, always wants to get involved with whatever we're doing. And Arden, I can't tell you how much that means to me because you help us stay on track and make sure we can do all the fun things we want to do in kindergarten. So, Miss Arden, I hope that one day you'll come back to Del Mar Pines and tell us that you're a kindergarten teacher, just like Mrs. Sands and I. What do you think? What do you think?
Yeah.
All right, congratulations, Miss Arden.
Thank you. All right. The next friend that we want to welcome up for an award is Akemi. Akemi, here you go. So Akemi's award is the Working Wonder Award. And just like Kai in kindergarten, Akemi always knows what to do without us even telling her. Her instincts are to be organized, to be a sweet friend. She's kind to everyone in class. She's always helpful with her peers. She's loving. She's fun on the playground. She's just an all-around amazing kindergartner, and we're so proud of her. She always works hard. She does her best, and there are just not enough good things to say about Akemi. She is the sweetest, and we're proud to have her as a role model in kindergarten. So good job, Akemi. Good job, Aiden. Good job, Arden. And now we're off to first grade.
And congratulations, kindergarten. You guys have fun today. Yeah. Okay, well, first grade, Mrs. White and I had a really challenging time deciding who we wanted to give awards to this week because, wow, we are off to an incredible start. But there's 3 friends that we also would like to recognize this morning. And the first 2 I'd like to call up together. I'd like to call up Chen and Amelie. So, Chen and Amelie, you both are getting our class promise superstars. Now, our class promise is something we all came up with together. What's the very first part of our class promise?
No bad bananas.
We definitely are no bad bananas. You guys are amazing bananas. Friends, both of you are always following our class promise. You're doing the right thing. You are engaged in our lessons. You are giving amazing, deep thinking. Our classmates can always look at you and know what the right thing is. You're our role models. We're so proud of how you, every day, show us that class promise. And we can't wait to see how the rest of the year is going to go. Way to go, both of you. Congratulations. Wait, stay here. Chen, I stay there.
Okay, and we'd also like to give an award to Miss Poppy. Come on up here, Poppy. There we go. Poppy is getting the Self Advocate Award today. Poppy, we are so proud of you as you work toward being a self-advocate. You always are willing, you always come up to your teachers when you see that there's a problem or if there is something happening in class that you feel we need to know about. You are definitely a role model for our entire class on how to be a self-advocate. And we really appreciate that. Way to go, Poppy. We adore you.
Good morning, Delmar Pines. Happy Friday. I love that. Can I have Katie come on down? Katie, this morning, let me give you your award. You are receiving an award for your enthusiasm in writing. And I'm going to jump on Mrs. Murphy's bandwagon with grit and determination because as you spoke, Mrs. Murphy, I felt inspired thinking about Katie. So last week, Katie, when we wrote our opinion piece and we went through the entire writing process with a graphic organizer, with a rough draft, and with our editing and our final draft, your determination, your enthusiasm was such a joy to see. And I know it inspired your classmates, and it made me excited to read each of your pieces as we went through the process, and your finished product was amazing. Well done, Katie. I'm really, really proud of you. You can stay. And next, I know Mrs. Colley isn't here, but she asked me to have Blake come on down. Blake, this morning, on behalf of Mrs. Colley, I am going to recognize you for your outstanding effort in math. And I'm going to read to you what Mrs. Colley had to say. She said, hard worker, great listener, and strong problem solver are words that first come to mind when describing Blake. He works diligently during math, both in small group and when completing his independent assignments. His work is accurate, detailed, and well organized, and neat. He sets a great example for his classmates. Keep up the, and this is all in bold, outstanding effort in math. Well done, Blake.
Good morning. In third grade this week, we just finished up our first novel, My Ancestors' Village, and I wanted to acknowledge a couple of students for their great effort in our novel work. So I'd like to call up Sarah and Darren. Great novel to me, guys. You did a beautiful job of, in third grade, we really just work on going back to the text and not just doing things from memory and trying to be an active reader, underlining in our novel. And you guys did a great job of that. You framed and answered tackles. You took the time on it, and I really appreciate it. And then yesterday, I noticed in math when we finished that mid-module task, I watched these two, and it was weird because I had already chosen both of you for your novel work. And then when you went back to double check, which I didn't even ask you to do, I watched their eyes go across their whole paper, and they actually went through every problem, and I just watched them, and I couldn't believe it. You found some editing marks that in math you were adding periods. So just the thoughtfulness that both of you take on your work is amazing. So congratulations, guys. You can sit there. And then I would also like to call up a couple of kiddos for math, because this week Mrs. Cox is out. She's at home with her family. And we have Miss Bave in. We're borrowing her from 4th grade. And she's been teaching our math kids. And she had a couple of awards that she would like to give up. I would like Liv to come on up, and Bruce. With a smile, Miss Liv. There you go, Miss Liv. And Bruce. So she gave you guys these for exemplary math behavior this week. She thinks that both of you have led by example. You have been doing the right thing. Bruce, she said that you just had super behavior, super determination, and that every time that she needed you, you were right there with her. And she says thank you for that. And then Liv, not only were you being a good role model, but she also just said you brought a lot to the class and that you were helpful with her and with your peers. So thank you so much. Congratulations, 3rd graders.
Good morning. It is so wonderful to be back here. Those of you who don't know me, I'm Miss Morgan. I was 5th grade teacher here, but I'm subbing for Mr. Kelly today, and he has left some awards for his wonderful students. So I'd like to read what he has. Evie, can you come on up? I'm going to go ahead and hold on to it so I can read it, and then I'll go ahead and give it to you, okay? He says, Evie, you had really impressed me with the great energy you bring to school each day. I've noticed that you always seem ready to do extra work, to take on more responsibilities, and to help other students. One place I've noticed this is in math. I love the way you asked for me for extra practice sheets when we were working on rounding numbers. The way you kept working until you were getting 100% on each sheet was impressive. I've also been so impressed with the organization and leadership you've brought to student leadership, No Place for Hate. You took on the responsibility of making sure everyone in your group knew their role. It's so impressive to watch a 4th grader take on a lead role among older students. Keep up with the terrific work, Evie. I am so proud of you. Next, he'd like to honor Ryan. Mr. Kelly says this to you. Ryan, your participation during our class discussions has really been super. Whenever we engage in a class discussion, I can always count on seeing you eagerly waiting with your hand up, ready to join the conversation. Your contributions during our mystery science discussions have been outstanding. I love the way your participation always draws us deeper into the topic we are discussing and never pulls us away with distraction. I also love the way you pay attention to the contributions of your classmates. Keep up the great work. Participation is a huge part of 4th grade, and you are really doing a great job participating. And last, he'd like to honor Emmy. Miss Emmy, I am really happy with the way you've started off in 4th grade. I'm especially thrilled with the kind way that you've interacted with your classmates so far this year. The beautiful piece of art you made for each student in 4th grade is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. You made everyone in the class feel both special and included, including me, with a nice color drawing you gave each of us. You've shown that you know the true secret to having many friends, being a good friend to others. Thank you for reaching out to all of your classmates and being kind to them. You made our group even better with your contributions. Good job. Way to go, 4th grade.
Good morning. I have a few awards for 5th grade. Again, it was really challenging. This is a great class. We've been having a lot of fun, and they are a hard-working bunch. But the first student I'd like to call up is Chen. So sometimes in the classroom, hands shoot up like rockets the minute I ask a question. Ethan's hand never goes up that way. He sits back and he really thinks about the questions that are asked, and then his hand will kind of gently meander up. And that's when I get a little bit excited because I know that he has something important to add. He really thinks deeply and critically so that when we're discussing something, whether it's science, social studies, or our novel studies, he has some really astute observations. So his award is for making astute observations. There you go, Ethan. Thank you. All right, my next student is Leonard. Leonard comes up here in the same way he arrives at school every day with a tremendously large smile. He comes into the classroom with that smile, and it pretty much stays on his face all day. So when I'm having a little bit of a rough day, I just look back at Leonard and I feel a little better. The other thing I really notice about Leonard is his manners. He always takes time to ask me for something, and he'll say, "When you get a minute, could you please?" And after I do something for him, he will always come and thank me. And the thing I like best is when I eat my lunch every day, I leave the back door open. And it's become a habit because Leonard puts his lunchbox away after lunch, and then he pops his head in and he says, "How are you enjoying your lunch today, Mrs. Demoterin?" And I tell him I am, and I ask him about his lunch. And it's just lovely to have somebody with such amazing manners. So that Leonard's award is for his amazing manners. Thank you, Leonard. All right, and my last student is Gavin. All right. Gavin's award is for an awesome attitude. Gavin is just awesome overall. He arrives at school with enthusiasm every day, but what impresses me most about Gavin is that he is not afraid to take on a challenge. If something is really hard, he asks for help, and he keeps on trying. He never gives up. That is what we call grit, and I will put my money on somebody with grit every day of the week. So I appreciate that no matter how hard the work is, Gavin's attitude is always amazing. I have never heard him say, "I can't." And I know he's going to be a really successful student. So thank you, Gavin. There you go, buddy. Good job. All right.
Good morning, Del Mar Pines students. I'm here to wake you up. You're probably thinking, has Miss Stoke changed that much overnight? Well, unfortunately, she couldn't be here today, and she was very, very sorry that she couldn't be here. So she asked me, her avatar, to read her words to you. She says, "I'm so sorry I can't be here today to be the one to recognize my two students. Know that I will be thinking of you this morning. The first student I would like to recognize is our new student, Alice. Alice, would you please come up?" Thank you, Alice. Alice is our newest student to join our sixth grade family. I'm so excited to have Alice join our class. Even though she has only been with us a short time, she has fit right in, made friends, and is a contributing class member. Welcome to Del Mar Pines and to our class community, Alice. We are so glad you are here. Thank you. Stay here, honey. The next student I'd like to recognize is Max. Max, would you come up, please? Big surprise. Max is being recognized for his exceptional responsibility and organization. No matter if it's homework, classwork, help that's needed in the classroom, Max is on top of everything. He is a great role model for others because he takes his job here at school seriously and is sure to always put forth his best. On top of all this, he's an incredibly respectful young man. Keep up the great work, Matt. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dad. Let's go back.
All right, it looks like we've had another wonderful week, and boys and girls, you're working really, really hard, and I see it every day too when I'm walking in the classrooms, and I really appreciate all that hard work. So anyway, happy Friday. This is the end of Flag Salute. Thank you, parents, for joining us today, and have a wonderful weekend. See everybody back on Monday.